What up, everyone? This is Mr. Lord, Dr. Professor, Dark Joker, here with another edition of Traditional Fans with Opinions, where I'll give my reviews for whoever I watched, read, or played today. And who are traditional fans with opinions? That is myself, and that is you, the viewers. With all that being said, on with the reviews. The Marshal King, Chapter 24. So in this one, so you have like Jimu's group, like, just going around. You have Mira and Agra singing some song about, I guess, U.S. Marshals, and like they're like, basically they're saying it's like basically we're the U.S. Marshals. We kick Desperado, but Desperados are our foes. Fight, crush their heads, skewer their bodies. I'm like, what the frick? And so you have Dano is like the melody's cute, but the lyrics are brutal. I was like, oh, this is gonna be funny in anime. So then the group camps out, and then yeah, so there's a whole discussion about why Jimu and Mira don't cook. Basically, Agra is one that cooks, so she makes pork and beans with sausage. So Jibu's like staying by himself a little bit. Basically, he's obviously feeling conflicted about working with a team to deal with desperados because he knows that basically he's concerned about others getting hurt. So Nano tells him that, hey, we all signed up for it, so don't worry about it. But Jim was like, I swear I won't let you die. And Jimmy tells Nano that, he has memories of the civilization of the past, so he doesn't want that history to be erased. So then they all eat, and then everyone starts going to sleep. So basically, Nano shows his operating system. Basically, it's a stellarator. Basically, it uses nuclear fusion to like power him. Yeah. So then, yeah, so everyone starts going to sleep. So Jimmy, of course, sleeps butt naked. Everyone, Mira and Agra are just used to it by this point. So Nano decides to do it as well. And Agra's reaction is, is just funny. Then Jimmy senses someone's coming, so he gets his guns in holster. He forgets to put on clothes on. So he like stands above Mira, and like his bare butt is just staring right at Mira's face. It's funny. So then this giant steam powered robot attacks him. So Jimu saves Nano from the robot. So after examining, like Nano notices that the entire robot steam operated. Basically saying, so Mira's like, yeah, steam machine made from ancient technology. She assumes that it's from Nano's time. Then Nano's like, well, we did have steam, but what? So then they get to the school and show that the whole school is built on top of steam ruins. Basically showed yeah, the Grammarly ruins from early Arthurian calendar, basically 8000 BA before age. So that's how the counter system works. So then Nando's like, wait a second. So Nando realizes that between like the current age, the age of Desperados, and his age, the modern age, there was a second civilization in the middle, the steam civilization. And he's like, wait, how long has it been? And he asks about a U.S. Marshal. Like, he asks if it stands for U.S. United States of America. Like he says USA. They're like USA. What's and they're like what's Agra asks what America is. Mira says it's USP, United States of Pacific. So it's revealed that the desert they're in is the dried up Pacific Ocean. So there's a lot of lore right there. See, I really like this chapter. Like how they're saying they're building up some lore. It's like okay, Possibly something happened that led to the steam civilization. Then whatever happened to steam civilization led to the current age. So yeah, I'm interested in what happened there. So yeah, I really like this chapter. Looking forward to the next one. Peacemaker Season 2, Episodes 7 and 8, full season and full series. So in these two episodes, um, Peacemaker and Hardcore had to escape Argus after learning that they're in Earth X. And then so them, Augie and Keith go to the Smith mansion. Then so Adebayo somehow outruns like a bunch of people chasing her, hops a fence, gets in the pool and swims instead of walking around it. Everyone else joins the swim, gets in the pool as well to chase her instead of walking around and blocking her escape. And then when Adebayo gets out, Judo Master helps her out and then electrocutes and murders all those people. Yeah, and then so then Vigilante comes across his universe's version of Vigilante. It's revealed to be that universe's Peacemaker's archenemy. So the two Vigilantes, Adebayo, Duo Master, they get into the like they get into they head towards the Smith house. So Augie, who Peacemaker's father is revealed to be not a Nazi, but just a guy trying to do the best he can. He allows everyone. He's willing to allow everyone from that dimension, from the other dimension, to leave and just never come back. Keith wants to kill them for their version of Peacemaker's death. But Vigilante appears and then kills Augie right as he's about to make a big time speech. So yeah, and then so Keith chases like Peacemaker one, but he's injured. Peacemaker tells him to not kill him, so that he. So yeah, so then everyone returns to the dimension. The portal shut down, but then they're confronted by Argus. So Argus, how they got there. So the employee of Lex Luthor is named Sidney Happerson, is recruited by Flag Senior in Bordeaux in finding the rift, which they find in Vigilante's house. And so Peacemaker surrenders, gives the device to Rick Flag, and basically arrested. So then the next episode, there's like I guess some reason there's some flashback to showing Peacemaker and Hardcore like going on a date where they see the band Nelson in concert. Like I don't know why it's there. Then the present day, basically Peacemaker doesn't want to see anyone while he's in prison because he considers himself the angel of death. So then Argus starts trying to investigate the device. So there's different dimensions, like and so Adebayo and Vigilante bail out Peacemaker using like drug money, and Vigilante basically so Eagly is at Economos' home and runs away. So Vigilante takes Eagly and runs away. So Argus is trying to find different dimensions to help with expansion. The Rick Flag's plan is to use it to use as a prison for many humans, basically like the negative zone prison from Marvel Comics, like Civil War. And Bordeaux reveals it to Harcourt, and Bordeaux quits Argus. So Harcourt basically tells her to go to Adebayo. Adebayo breaks up with her wife Kia, you know, wordless character. So basically, everyone finds Peacemaker, tries to comfort him, and then yeah, so then Peacemaker Oliver they start an agency called Checkmate. Guess it's an independent one, not tied to the U.S. government, to my knowledge. You know, talk about Bordeaux, Fleury, Judo Master. So eagerly like befriends Economos, Hardcore and Peacemaker start dating, but then Rick Flag Sr. abducts Peacemaker and forces him into the alternate dimension. And that's it. That's how the show ends. So yeah, I didn't like these two episodes. That was stupid. It's just a bunch of Earth X stuff. Like they didn't even bother dealing with Earth X in this. Now this was like, hey, Peacemaker gets forced into another dimension. Now he has to make a new life in this dimension, and that was the new DCU. That would have been the better way to go because it would have had been less confusing. So basically, like that would have been the way to introduce it. Like Peacemaker, you see like, oh, a new world. Can't go back to his old one, so he has to live in this new one. Then that would have then led right into like Superman, Batman, whatever. That would have been the better way to do it, but they didn't. So I thought now as far as the music's good. The music's something that the whole show has not had an issue with. The music's freaking great. That being said, the writing sucks. It's a bunch of like season one, you had like Augie being like, yes, he's a white supremacist. We get it. That does not need to be the entire show. It's like, oh, yeah, like gosh, it's all just attempts at edgy humor. It's James Gunn trying to get back at conservatives over what happened with Marvel, which what happened at Marvel was completely his fault. I mean, there's just things you should never joke about. There's things you never. There's certain things you just like. If you're gonna joke, there's some things that if you're gonna make jokes, um, there's a certain way. For some things, you have to be very careful about jokes because of how serious certain things are. And for something that's really evil, if you're not portraying something as evil, if you're not treating evil as evil, jokes do not be are not read as jokes. If something's meant to be a joke, if you're not treating something as evil, it will not be read as evil. That being said, like this Peacemaker, this is just James Gunn's like middle finger to people who are mad about his tweets. That's all it was. Freaking hate it. This is something that could have been decent, but no, it was just freaking dumb and retarded. Like this whole season, and this season was a waste of time. Nothing happened. Like absolutely nothing happened. Oh, he went to Earth X. All of this could have been maybe 3 episodes. They wasted 8 episodes, so there was a bunch of nothing going on. It was empty. Like the only, like I think John Cena may have been the only one who actually may have tried, and maybe the guy who played Rick Flag Sr. Only ones who seemed to care about what they were doing. So, Performances for Rick Flag Sr., Peacemaker, and the music are the only positives. Everything else sucks. So yeah, I freaking hate this show. It's a pile of garbage. Don't watch it, and I don't think it's gonna be a season. There's gonna be a season 3. If they bring Peacemaker back, it'll be in a movie or some other show. But if we give season 3, I'll watch it to review it. Well, I'm not gonna look forward to this pile of garbage. Because yeah, it really sucks. Beavis and Butthead, season 11, episodes 5 and 6. So in the segments for these 2 episodes, have so like in one, you have where old man and old Beavis and old Butthead are about to get evicted because they haven't paid their rent. So their idea is to have Butthead get so fat that he can't fit through the door, so they can't get out. So Butthead eats a lot of food. Basically, can't get in, but then they make a hole in the wall and use a crane to get him out. Then there's a whole bit of Van Driesen being his date ditching him at a restaurant. There's a whole bit of Beavis and Butthead borrow Tom Harrison's metal detector to find treasure, and they end up like destroying stuff, especially in like Tom's house. Then like they're trying to Beavis and Butthead try to donate sperm at a sperm bank. They get kicked out, so they try to find another one. They end up at a commercial bank, thinking it's a sperm bank. And so basically they're told open an account because the person assumes they're there, open a bank account and all that. So Beavis tries to deposit his semen into a deposit box, something in the ATM. Can't do it because there are other people around. So yeah. Then when they get back in line, they see a mother and her baby. They think the baby, because they jerked off in the bathroom. Well, Beavis jerked off in the bathroom. Butthead did it in some dude's office. So they think that see his baby that the bank had already made a kid using their sperm. Yeah. So they say yeah, don't suck and stuff. Yeah, it's kind of dumb. So then after that, we have Tom Harrison giving a war story this time in Nam, where he after becoming disillusioned, he left the army, he ended up in San Francisco during the whole summer love stuff. In '67, he was trying to like critique how this guy's bong was or like marijuana bong was built. Basically, like why it was not efficient or whatever. I mean, yeah. Although I wouldn't necessarily be calling marijuana efficient regardless. So and then next episode you have like Beavis and Butthead try like so at Burger World they're given their assignments. To like I guess deal with the milkshake machine. What to do. Like there's some sort of nacho supreme. So Beavis Bud's idea is to make a nacho shake. So they do that, then they come out they doing nacho shake supreme. So they get some burger meat. The Butthead says they don't need to cook it, so they give like the nacho shake supreme with raw meat that has raw meat in it, and a bunch of people get sick. That closes down the restaurant for like weeks. I think it's like 90 days. I think that's what it is. So yeah, I thought these were really good episodes. Liked them. The humor was great. The freaking like the nacho thing was funny, and some of like the feature videos, like stuff, those were funny. So you had like a slap, like Beelzebub reacting to the slap fight championship. So they're reacting to how like basically you have a competition where people just slap each other. So I thought that whole bit was funny. So yeah, I really like these episodes. Looking forward to the next one. The Exorcist, chapter 162. So in this one, this shows more of the fight between Shima and Homer. So you have them doing all their spells on each other. And then, yeah, so then basically, yeah, so we see like how them using their ability each other, how they're like something about with like, you know, they can't basically where like Shima can't lie, whatever, and basically done to confess that he is basically double agent, which they probably already knew. Like a lot of the people in the in that group already knew. So yeah, you see like a lot of the stuff, and then see some of Homer's training, like how she trained in order to be able to handle how she basically like how she was able to fight without even if she was under that enchantment spell. And yeah, so Shima does a more powerful version of that spell, and then it forces her to be truthful. So basically, Homer can't use her. She can't fight. She can't use her like basically all of her like abilities. So yeah, so that basically allows Shima to get like a big hit to end the chapter. So yeah, it looks like next week is when the fight actually ends. Next chapter, which would be like next month actually, regardless of when it is, because it's a monthly series. Over, I thought it was a really good chapter, like the stuff with Shima's fight. Also, we're getting near the end game. So yeah, I really like this chapter. Looking forward to the next one. Well, and that's it. Did y'all like the stuff I reviewed? And if you have your own opinions about all that, you put all that in the comments. Thank you for watching, and like, subscribe, and all that. And look forward to the next video.